Tell me something about yourself.
Thank you, sir, for giving me opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Anush Shah, and I belong to Siliguri, West Bengal. Sir, I have completed my graduation from St. Xavier's College, Kolkata, and I recently qualified my CA exams. Sir, I have completed my articleship from JVS and Company, Kolkata, where I got exposure in statutory audit, tax audit, ROC compliances, and GST audit. Sir, I have also done test of details, test of control, article procedures, audit of fixed assets, inventory, and receivables and payables, and cash and bank balance. Sir, do let me know anything is if anything is do let me know anything else you would like to know about me, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. What type of clients you have handled in articles? Which nature of industry it
Sir,
was?
majorly, sir, I have done audit of construction sector, banking sector, and manufacturing and trading of railway tracks, and sir, James and jewelry sector, sir.
Okay. What were the major risk in the gems and jewelry sector that you observed?
Sir, the major risks in James and jewelry, sir, cash sales. Sir, basically, majorly, sir, the sales were involved in cash. So, and sir, organization is regularly depositing cash on a regular basis to bank.
And you did construction industry, right? So
Yes, sir.
do a short analysis on the construction sector. What are the major strengths in this sector you found out? And what were the weaknesses in this sector? And what is the opportunity and threat you see?
Sir, the major strength which I saw in construction sector was, sir, it's a infrastructure facility, sir. What kind of infrastructure facility it provide to the government? Basically, sir, the construction sector deals with bridges projects, dams, and its major clients. Its major client was government. So I think, sir, these are the strength of construction sector. And if I talk about weaknesses, then sir, weaknesses. If I talk about, sir, where day-to-day activities are not tracked properly. So if for example, sir, if day-to-day activities are done, but those transactions were not properly been recorded on a regular basis. So these are the, sir, weaknesses I found during my articleship.
Why you want to
And
join
if
Big
I
Four?
talk about,
I'm interrupting
sir,
actually. I have some important work. So why you want to join Big Four?
sir, I heard about the work culture and the learning exposure from my seniors, and it comparatively it provide better opportunity as compared to other. That's why, sir, I like to join Big Four.
And why particularly PWC?
Sir, majorly, sir, PWC handles a large number of clients, and comparatively, it's have good clients, sir. That's why it handle goods clients, and that's why I.
Why state audit?
Sir, in stat audit, sir, basically we focus on the financials of the company, and it gives us the overall perspective of the company, and we deals with, sir, various laws and regulations about the company. So that's why, sir, I like stat audit, sir.
Okay, what were your major observations you had, okay, when you were doing the client audit? Three major
Okay, sir.
observations that you had. Okay.
Sir, during my construction company audit, sir, where, sir, one type of a prefabricated building which was debited in the PL. Actually, it was a capital expenditure. So, and the amount of such a prefabricated building was around 4 crore. So, company has booked in PL. That's why, sir, these are the, sir, major observation which I found during my articleship.
That's three observations, only one.
Okay, sir. So in my James and jewelry sector, company has issued paid up share capital under section 42 of the Companies Act, and where company were utilized the amount before before issuing of share certificate to the shareholder. So it is violation of under section 42, where company was liable for penalty of amounting to rupees 2 crore, sir. And sir,
Okay.
one observation, sir, was related to construction sector, where EMD deposits, where construction works have been completed, but EMD deposit has not been realized from the government.
How much you rate on yourself on India's?
Sir, I rate myself 7 out of 10, sir.
Why so high?
Sir, majorly I have not done practically. I had not applied practically in my during articleship, but I have some theoretical knowledge in this regards.
That's why I think it was a little high. Okay, 7 out of 10. Okay, which is your favorite India's?
Sir, India's 116.
116 is your favorite India's. Okay. An
Yes, sir.
employer is giving employee cab service. Okay, whether the service is
Okay.
will be a lease agreement or not.
Sir, it will not be considered as lease agreement, sir, because it is not a identified asset. Sir, if I talk about identified asset, then its definition is, sir, where a customer is earning an economic benefit and supplier has no substitution right. So it is the definition of identified asset.
Okay, is it good? Mm. What is deferred tax asset?
Sir, deferred tax asset is a situation where a tax base as per income tax is more than the carrying value of the asset. For example, sir, preliminary expenses. Sir.
Examples.
Sir, preliminary expenses.
How it is a leads to a deferred tax preliminary expenses.
What, sir? Sorry, sir.
How preliminary expenses leads to deferred tax.
Okay, sir. For example, sir, in income tax, sir, preliminary expenses classified over a period of 5 years, but in books of account we have to classified only for a 1 year basis, sir. That's why.
Does the goodwill needs to be amortized or depreciated?
Sir, goodwill. So in case of goodwill, there is no need to impair on regular basis. If there is a condition of impairment, then we
Why
will.
is not impairment, amortized or depreciation? Will the goodwill be amortized or depreciated?
No, sir.
Why?
Sir, because goodwill goodwill is sorry, sir, I'm not remembering.
Goodwill has an indefinite useful life. It has to be tested for impairment. Okay.
Okay.
You know what is the additional depreciation as per the Income Tax Act?
Yes, sir. Sir, in case any new plant and machinery acquired during the financial year, and then on such a new plant and machinery, 20% depreciation and then 20% depreciation allowed, sir. Additional 20% additional
Can
depreciation
you
allowed.
check the slow moving inventory?
Sir, we will we will obtain a sales register from the client firstly. Then we will check if there is no any transaction occurred during the year, and the same transaction occurring which was and the same transaction occurring as compared to previous year, then we will verify that such transaction are slow moving item.
It's revenue cutoff. How will you perform
Sir,
revenue cut-off?
firstly, in case of sir revenue cut-off, firstly sir we need to determine the closing stock as on 31st March. So sir, here we perform roll forward procedure. Sir, in the forward procedure, firstly sir we will take opening stock, then we will add purchase minus sales. Then by this
Revenue
procedure, sir,
cut-off.
we will
Revenue
determine the
cut-off.
closing.
Revenue cut-off.
Okay, sir. So in case of sir revenue cut-off, sir, we will check the 5 to 10 transaction before 31st March and 5 to 10 transaction after 31st of March. And sir, we
Transaction.
will check the input of um, sir sales, sir, sales transactions.
Sales invoice. Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, also, sir, we will check the Incoterms along with the supportings. We will verify it, and sir, we will also check if any sales, if sales return were done. Then, sir, we will find the reason for such sale return, and we will reverse. We will ask the management to reverse it.
What is Incoterms?
Sir, Incoterm is a set of rules issued by International Commerce of Chamber, where in income terms basically we deals with who is responsible for the payment of input duty, FOB, CIF.
Okay. How will the revenue will recognize in case of CIF?
Sir, in case of CIF, the cost in freight, cost of insurance and freight bear by the buyer. So from the port of supplier to the place of a buyer, if any transaction of insurance and freight occur, then buyer is liable for such insurance freight.
Right. What is the difference between Ind AS 115 and AS 9?
Okay, sir. Sir, basically, sir, AS9 deals with revenue recognition when the risk and reward transferred. But in case of 115, revenue recognized at a point of time and over the period of time. Sir, in case of AS9, there is in case of AS9, revenue recognized based on the gross inflows. But in case of 115, revenue recognized based on the satisfaction of performance obligation. And sir, in AS9, there is no concept of variable consideration, but in case of 115, we deals with a variable consideration.
Why Ind AS 116 was introduced?
Sir, sir, major purpose of India's 116 comes out the off balance sheet item to on balance sheet items. Sir. Previously, sir, it
Kindly,
was operating list.
kindly
Operating
elaborate
list.
this. What is this?
Sir, previously, sir, it was there was a concept of operating list and financial list, but after, sir, after introduction of India's 115, so only there is a concept of, sir, concept of financial list, where lessee booked in his financial statement.
16, okay. What will the
Yes,
journal entry in the books of lessor?
sir. In case of sir financial list,
Both.
sir, yes, sir. So lease receivable account debit to ROU account.
What do you account?
To ROU account.
To
Right to
asset
use, sir.
account. ROU has to be created by
Yes,
the lessee to asset account. Asset will be derecognized from the books of the lessor. ROE has to
yes,
be
sir.
created by the lessee, right?
Yes, sir.
You're getting my point now? ROE will not be in the books of lessor. Lease receivable account to asset account. This is what?
Okay, sir.
Finance lease or operating lease?
Sir, it's a operating list.
Finance lease, what will be the entry?
Sir, ROU account debit to lease liabilities, sir.
That will be in the books of lessee. I'm talking about the
Okay,
lesser.
sir. Okay, sir. In case of sir lesser, if it is a financial lease, then um, lease receivable account debit to ROU account. Or if it's a sir
Why you are confusing
operating lease,
yourself?
then sir.
RU account will be in the books of lessee only. RU account will be in the books
Okay,
of lessee. RU asset
okay,
has to be
okay.
created by the lessee. The lessor will just de-recognize the asset from the books of account. वो अपना बुक से हटा
Yes,
देगा
sir.
एसेट को। RU क्यों क्रिएट, वो तो
हाँ,
ऑलरेडी एसेट क्रिएट है, वो अपना बुक से हटा रहा है। तो बुक से हटा रहा है, बात समझ रहे हैं? यू आर गेटिंग माय पॉइंट ना? लेसर इज
हाँ,
जस्ट
हाँ, हाँ,
रिमूविंग द एसेट फ्रॉम द बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट, तो वो सेंस लगाएगा। तो क्यों होगा लीज रिसीवेबल डेबिट तो एसेट
बैंक
अकाउंट क्रेडिट।
बैंक ओके सर।
गेटिंग माय पॉइंट नाउ? ओके, एंड देन उसका जो भी एंट्रीज होगा वो आपको एक बार गो थ्रू करिएगा। दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट, लिखते जाइए सब चीज। कहाँ पर आपने गलती किया आपने अभी तक? रेवेन्यू कट ऑफ, आरओई अकाउंट, ये सब चीज में आप गलती कर रहे हैं। लेजर एंट्रीज, जर्नल एंट्रीज, ठीक है। वी नीड टू वर्क व्हाट आर द एग्जेम्पशंस टू द लेसी। ये लिख लीजिए, हाँ, ये इंपॉर्टेंट गलती कर रहा था। फाइनेंशियल ऑपरेटिंग में क्या एंट्री होगा? ओके, व्हाट विल बी अ डिस्काउंट रेट दैट विल बी यूज्ड इन द बुक्स ऑफ लेसी?
सर in IRR of lesser, sir. If it is not available, then incremental borrowing rate of lessee.
I asked you a question, I just forgot that one. You remember? Just before this, I asked a question.
Which
I
question,
also
sir?
forgot. I actually forgot also. Let's
Sir,
forget
exemption,
about it.
sir. Exemption, sir.
Exemption to lessee, right?
Exemption, sir.
Yeah. Mhm.
So there are two exemption when there is a low value of asset, and if the value of if the term of the lease is less than 12 months, then these are covered under lease exemption.
Okay. How the variable consideration is computed under India's 115?
Sir, there are two methods under which variable consideration considered. Sir, first one is the expected credit method, and second one is the sir most likely method.
Control transfer over a period of time. What are the
Sir, sorry, sir. 1
examples?
second, sir.
And yes, sure.
Sorry, sir, for
Control
repeat.
transfer, no problem. Control transfer over a period of time. Control transfer over a period of time. What are the examples and what are the conditions when there is a control transfer over a period of time? Yeah.
Uh, Sir, in case of performance obligation, if sir, if there is a simultaneously supplied is if supplied simultaneously performing performance on the asset of the company, and there is a no alternative use on the side of buyer for such asset, and supplier has exclusive right for the recovery of the amount. Or
Example.
sir, sir, in case of construction contract, sir, where sir revenue booked on the
Control
basis of
transfer at a point of time. Example.
sir, like eating, sir, restaurant services. These are the sir examples of that product.
Hourly audit discount.
Sir, we will verify the firstly, sir, we will ask the management on what basis the discount given by the company, whether there is any policy framed by the organization or not. So we will verify it, and we will sir also check it with sir organization policies, whether any organization whether an organization has sorry sir, I'm not in.
How will you start an audit? What will be the steps in starting of an audit?
So there are sir three steps where audit starts. Sir, planning, and then second one is sir execution, and then sir controlling,
Completion.
completion.
Closure of audit, right? So what will be the steps in the planning of audit? What will be covered in planning?
Sir, firstly, sir, we will take the performance. Sir, firstly, sir, we will take the engagement letter from the client, and then, sir, we will perform risk assessment procedures, to check the business risks of an organization. Sir, we will then perform then we will perform analytical procedures and sorry sir, I'm not remembering this issue.
Go to Ritra, audit planning. What will be covered in the audit execution?
Sir, in audit execution, basically it covers the vouching and verification and CARO reporting, sir. Schedule 3 framing.
CARO reporting and can be in the completion also, no problem. Okay, what are the CARO amendments?
Okay, sir. Sir, new 7 clauses, sir, have been added newly in CARO 2020. And if I talk about some amendments, sir, basically, sir, first amendment is related to internal audit, where internally we have to report whether the environment is whether the organization environment is commensurate with its size and nature, and sir, we have to
Whether
report
internal
whether
audit
any.
is commensurate with the size and nature of business.
Okay, sir. Whether sir there is any cash loss incurred during the previous year or a current year.
What is cash
And sir, we
loss?
have sir cash loss, sir, basically it's a net profit after tax where we add depreciation plus amortization and changes in current asset and current liabilities, plus a fluctuation in foreign exchange, sir.
Next point.
Yes, sir, sorry.
CARO amendments and more points.
Okay, sir. Sir, next point, sir, is CSR, where we have to report whether the company is complied with Section 135 of the Companies Act or not, where we have to report unspent amount and ongoing project amount. We have to report whether if the amount is for the unspent amount, then such amount basically were deposit within a period of 60 days or not. No, sorry, within a period of 30 days from the end of the financial year or not. And then, sir, if it is for ongoing project, then whether such amount is deposited within six months from the end of the financial year or not. And so next point is, sir, adverse remark, whether any adverse remarks is made in the subsidiaries company, the same should be disclosed in the parent company, sir. And sir, we also have to report the going concern of the entity. And sir, next, sir, we have to report the resignation by auditor, resignation by the previous auditor.
You told about CSR, okay? I want to know the CSR limits.
6 seconds, sir. Sir, as per Section 135 of the Companies Act.
What's the problem with internet? Let's keep on.
Sir, there is some problem.
No problem.
Sir,
Sure.
as per Section 135 of the Companies Act, CSR companies required to form a CSR committee where the company's turnover exceed 1,000 crore, paid up share capital exceed 500 crore, and net profit of the company exceed 5 crore. Then company is required to form CSR committee, and at least 2% of the average net profit of the 3 financial year a company can distribute.
3 financial year?
As a CSR. Of average net profit of the 3 preceding financial years.
Right. Preceding financial years. Okay. How will you audit inventory? What are the procedures you'll perform while auditing an inventory?
Sir, firstly, sir, we will do the physical verification of the inventory to check the existence of such inventory. Then we will obtain the inventory register from the client, and we will verify the quantity rate from the invoices to check whether such inventory lies with the organization or not. Thirdly, sir, we have to check whether inventory properly classified as per the Ind AS 2, and also, sir, we have to check the valuation whether it is done as per cost or NRV, whichever is lower. And sir, we also have to disclose as per Caro reporting, where if the working capital requirement is more than 5% of the
How will you
total
do the NRV
inventory.
testing? What will do in the NRV testing?
Sir, in NRV testing, sir, we will check the expected selling price, and we compare with the cost.
This needs to be checked. Next, what is the rollback and roll forward of inventory?
Sir, basically, sir, in a roll forward procedure, we sir, in case of roll forward procedure, we have to, sir, check the closing stock before 31st March, where we basically deals with the opening stock plus purchases minus sale stock to determine the closing stock as on 31st March. And if I talk about, sir, roll forward procedure, we have to, sir, determine the opening stock as on 1st April. So, sir, here we, sir, perform rollback procedures to check the inventory. The, sir, formula is, sir, closing stock minus purchase plus closing stock.
The revenue recognition in case of an e-commerce operator.
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recollect it.
Okay, how the Zomato will recognize his revenue as per the Ind AS 150?
Sir, firstly, sir, Zomato has to identify the contract with customer. Then Zomato has to
We don't have any
determine
contract
what
with
are
the
the.
customers, right? We don't have the contract. We just book the orders.
Sorry,
How will the Zomato will record the revenue?
sorry, sorry.
You will check this, okay? After the interview. And how will
Okay,
the
sir.
Flipkart will recognize the revenue as per the 115? Amazon, how they will recognize the revenue? All e-commerce operator. So this answer needs to be checked. Uh, what will be the procedures that you will apply, okay, while doing the audit of purchases?
Okay, sir. So, in case of purchase of audit, firstly, sir, we will obtain the purchase register from the client, and then, sir, we will verify whether GST requirements have been complied or not. Then, sir, we will obtain. हाँ सॉरी सर, ये देखना होगा सर, मुझे एक बार याद नहीं आ रहा है।
What will do in the payroll testing? You can write it down. Audit of purchases, payroll testing.
Sir, in case of payroll, we will obtain the payroll register from the client to check what number of the new employees have been appointed, and also we will check um, the number of employees resigned, and we also have to check the statutory compliances been made properly been made or not. And sir, if there is any ghost employees, sir, we will verify. We will also, sir, verify it.
How will you check the ghost employees?
Sir, we can verify it with the help of attendance register biometric, sir. If suppose, sir, employee were not presented, but salary paid to them, then, sir, we can verify it.
Okay, so I wanted to know, like, how will you check the gratuities and all? Gratuity and leave encashment.
Sir, we can verify it with the actuary report. but we have to perform alternative procedure to check whether discounting rate, mortality rate have been correctly booked by actuary or not. And sir, we will also check whether gratuity properly booked and not. Here we sir perform one formula where we need to check 15/26 into last drawn salary into um, number of completed year of service.
What are the two key strengths of yours why we should hire you?
Sir, what sir?
Two key strengths of yours why should we hire you?
Okay, sir. Sir, I am sir, I have leadership quality and team spirit quality, and sir, I am quick learner and I am very punctual, sir. So that's why, sir, you should
I
hire
only
me.
asked two. Okay, what leadership quality you said? Okay, what leadership quality you had? Give me example for that.
Okay, sir. Sir, during my articleship, sir, one of my colleague, he was in travel and he was in very travel due to some personal reason and he failed to done his work. So I took his responsibility and finished his work, sir.
So what is the leadership quality out here?
Okay, sir. Um, sir, also, sir, in during articleship, sir, I was during initial period, initial phase of my articleship, I was a very सर ये देखना होगा सर मुझे नहीं आ रहा है मुझे यार
This you need to improve.
सर
Okay, what leadership quality you had?
बिहेवियरल सर क्वेश्चन मुझे देखना होगा
Okay, what has been your weakness so far?
सर currently I don't find any weaknesses in me but my typing speed is slow but I am regularly working on it.
If we are given you a client to work, okay, and are you able to work on it independently or you will need help?
Sir, if so firstly sir I have to check the nature of the entity and size of the entity. If the size of the entity is large, then I need some my colleagues to execute such to that client audit of that.
How will you manage the deadlines? So there are a lot of deadlines, okay, in Big Four. There will be
Yes,
deadlines
sir.
in the festival seasons also
Sir,
you might get. How will you manage that? And
sir,
there
I
will be
think,
long
sir,
working hours and you have to work out here till 2 p.m., 3 p.m. also.
sir,
How will you manage that?
I, during my articleship, I manage my study with my articleship, where I work till 8 o'clock in office, and after that, I, sir, studied till night, sir, 3 p.m. So, sir,
You have to
I
work till
think, sir,
3 p.m. You might have to work till 3 p.m. also in the busy period. So how will you manage that? In morning you have to come at 8 p.m.
sir,
8 a.m. 8, 9 a.m.
being a fresher, sir, I think, sir, my focus is on learning and skill development. So, sir, I'm ready to work till night, sir.
We need you till 5 years also. You need to work like this only. What commitment we can get that you will stick to our company?
Sir, I'm ready, sir. There is no such problem, sir.
If I give you an assignment to do, and that is very important. And if there is any family emergency also, how will you cope with that?
Sir, sir, firstly, sir, sir, firstly,
Now
if
this or
such
this
an
deadline is
assignment,
also very important. And you said there is a family emergency also. What will you do?
sir, firstly, sir, I will analyze if there is what kind of sir situation it is. Sir,
Then
if it is some medical emergency, sir, then sir, I will firstly, sir, I will take care of my parents. Then, sir, I will do my work, sir. If,
You
sir,
will be
it's
informing us, no? You will be informing
yes,
us
sir.
about it.
Yes, sir. I will inform you. Then, sir, I will.
You need to train also, no? Your juniors, okay? You need to allocate us some manpower because work is also very important.
Okay, sir.
Right? We understand, yeah, medical emergency, we also care for it. But there are some deadlines also are very important. So you need to inform us and also the team members about it. Definitely we understand those situations, okay?
Okay, sir.
I think I've asked you a fair bit of questions. I think we are good to go. Yeah, most of the questions, but little confidence was little less. I think we will try to improve on this. After this, there will be one more round. Maybe the direct, which HR might call you, or if you get selected, and then there'll be another round for you. Do you have any questions for us?
Yes, sir. Sir, how is your experience in your company, sir?
Experience has been very good, okay, and there will be a lot of learning for you. And at the same time, you have to face a lot of challenges, and that will be the thing. Challenges will be high. You need to go outside. Deadlines will be there, and you might have to miss a lot of events. If you're good to go with that, then the learning will be great out here and you will learn a lot and you don't have to worry on the growth path as well. Okay, then my
Okay,
mentor will contact you and I think better luck. All the best. You've done well. Okay.
okay, sir.
Okay,
Thank you,
sure.
sir.
Hmm.